Hello everyone. For this week, we want to solve PSAT questions for grade 9. The last time we were able to solve PSAT question for grade 8. Remember we said that PSAT, you will start doing PSAT right from grade 8, 9, 10 and 11, and then 12, 11, 12 grade you're going to write your SAT depending on how smart you are and depending on your school. So these are some of the questions you're going to be seeing for grade 9 PSAT. So I'm going to be solving this question and I'm going to try to do more explanation. I always say that if you want to learn more about each of these topics, the best you can do is to schedule for our classes, register for our programs, and then we're going to teach you in depth. We have a lot of qualified tutors ready to give you more understanding. Okay, now for this question, 3 all over 4 equals to x all over 60. In the above equation, in the question above, what is the value of x? Now what are we going to do? So let's go ahead to solve this. You have 3 all over 4 equals to x all over 60. What you're going to do here is going to you cross multiply. These are the kind of the question that you don't have to waste time. Remember, one of our classes we talked about each minute you have to use for each of your questions, where you are going to be giving some of the questions you're going to be allowed to use calculator, and some questions you're not going to be allowed to use calculator. And then I was able to give you some of be able to divide the question based on the minute allocated to that section, and then we're able to determine each minutes you're going to be able to use for each question. And there are some that you'll be going to use lesser, like this question to take you less than 30 seconds. You'll be able to determine your answer for this. So what you're going to do, you cross multiply for this, and then that you're going to have a 4x equals to what? 3 times 60. And then you have 4x equals to this will give you what? This will give you 180. And then what do you do next? Remember, we are looking for x, so you divide both sides by what? By 4. So this will cancel this. If you divide 180 divided by 4, that will give you x is equals to what? 45. So you can see that what our answer is what? Our answer is D. So for the next question, x squared minus 7. So x squared minus 17x equals to what? Equals to 60. Now this question, there's a lot of method you can use in solving this. So you can use factorization method, you can use equation formula, you can use graphical method. There's a lot of formula you can use, getting this answer. But on this aspect, you don't need to start using formula method, which you are going to say minus b plus b into square, b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. You don't need that. You can just use from here. I'm sure you should be able to use factorization method. Now let's go. We're going to use factorization method to solve this. So let's try to go step by step on factorization method, and then we'll see what we're going to do. Now for this, the first thing you need to do in this kind of question is to look at what? Find the factors of 60. And then if you want to look at the factors of 60, we have what? 1 times 60, 2 times 30, 3 times 20, 4 times 15, what again? So if you look at this, 5 times 12, what again? 6 times 10. Very good. So these are the factors of what? Of 60. Now let's write back this. We have what? X squared minus 17x minus 60. Now we say what? Using factorization method. Now what you're going to do here, using factorization method, what we're going to do, the first thing you're going to do here is to take the coefficient of what? Of x squared here. Remember that this is what? Ax squared plus bx plus c. So in this instance, this is your a. This 17 is your b, and the constant, which is what, negative 60. You will take the coefficient of x squared here to multiply the constant. So if you do that, you're going to have what? 1 times negative 60. That will give us what? Negative 60. So what is the next thing now to do? Now from the factor of 60, you look out for the one that can what? Replace what? This negative what? 17. So you look for the one that when you multiply them together, when you multiply the factors together, it must give you what? Negative 60. And when you add or subtract, it must give you what? Negative 17. So that is the important that you must be able to, you must understand your factor very well. And there's no time. You must do that quickly. So from this right now, you will see that what can fill into this place is what? Is 3 times 20. But before then, I would like to also explain this also again in this question. Remember that what? Negative times negative is equals to what? Negative. Sorry, is equals to what? Positive. Positive times positive is equals to what? Positive. Negative times positive is equals to what? Negative. Positive times negative is equals to what? Negative. Also, it implies what? Negative divided by negative is equals to what? Positive. Positive divided by what? Positive is equals to what? Positive. Negative divided by what? Positive is equals to what? Negative. Then positive divided by what? Negative is equals to what? Negative. Remember, when you have all this, understand this is also going to help you in this place. So now, this is now, you now need to look at which one is going to take what? Negative. Which one is going to take what? Positive. So in this instance now, 3, what you're going to use, it's going to be what? Let me put it here. So what we're going to use should be what? Positive 3, negative 20. So positive 3, negative 20 is what we're going to use. So now let's try to fit in back that, because if you look at this, positive 3 times negative 20 will give us what? Negative 60. And positive 3, negative 20 will give us what? Negative 17. So we're going to replace that word, substitute that into what we have there. So we're going to be having what? X squared plus 3x minus 20x negative 60. So what do? Now let's factorize. So if you look at this, x is common. So bring it out. So x will cancel out here. We have what? X. X can go in 3x. We have what? Left what? 3. Now let's go to the other side. If you look at the other side, negative 20 is common, which is 20. So you have what? Negative 20. So if you cancel that, you have what? X. Negative 20 divided by what? So negative 20 into negative 60. You have what? Positive 3. Remember, when you are doing factorization method, what you have on this side must be equal to what you have what? On the other side. Now, you can now what? Take out 1 from there. So you have what? This is going to give us x plus 3. And then the other one, which is what? X negative what? 20. So this should be your answer. And then if you look at it from what our option, that is the answer is what? D. So that is that. We can also use equation formula. Remember what I said? Equation formula, which you have what? D negative b plus minus into the square root of what? B square minus 4ac divided by 2a. We can also use this formula, but we don't need that here. This one, well, we go straight and then we'll get your answer. More questions. We're going to be solving more questions from PSAT for grade 9. Just make sure that you follow us on our social media handles. Don't forget BankyA Edu for our YouTube and all other handles. Thank you very much. Bye.